Sometimes I feel like in humanity, people, I feel like we forget who the real villains are. There's that one saying where it goes, you could either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. But I have to ask a question. What exactly makes heroes? Who exactly is a hero? And why can't every single one of us ourselves, meaning you, the person that may be watching, why can't you be a hero? It's just an interesting thought that I have in my mind. I have thoughts, right? I'm human, just like everybody else. We all have thoughts. Hopefully your thoughts are individualistic and not what comes in from what you perceive from the world or what you hear from other people. Hopefully your thoughts are your thoughts alone. And to that, I implore you to always be yourself, be true to yourself. And I don't try to hold a muzzle over anyone's mouth. Whatever way you feel about whatever I say in this video, be free to say it. Now, this is not some rage baity or a rage video or anything like that. It's just my thoughts. Anyway, Hulk Hogan died, and today's my birthday. Dude couldn't put me over. Brothers can't have shit. Can I say brothers with an A? I'm gonna stay away from ER words today in this video. So Hulk Hogan died today. We're going to talk about Hulk Hogan, but also, as you can see from the thumbnail and probably the title, I haven't decided on what either of those are. We're going to talk about some brothers too. Oh yeah, we going to talk about some brothers. But before we do, we got to dive in on Hogan. And the reason why I started the video the way that I started it. Who died and made us God? I mean, I know who died for our sins, but who died and made us God? I got to live long enough to see the beginning, the birth of Hulkamania. I got to see the whole thing ride out. I got to see the rise of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I got to see the downfall of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I got to see the resurgence of Hollywood Hulk Hogan and red and yellow Hulk Hogan, and move over into TNA's Hulk Hogan, where I think things started to fall apart for Hulk Hogan. But I got to see all of the iterations of Hulk Hogan from Hulkamania forward, not Terry Bollea backwards. So to say that Hulk Hogan put the wrestling business on the map, he didn't do that, but he definitely is an extremely large piece of why we today can be wrestling fans, because I really don't believe that wrestling would be as big as it is today if it wasn't for what Hulk Hogan meant to the business in the 80s and 90s. I honestly believe that. And another bit that we can put into that is when wrestling was starting to go on a bit of a decline in the mid 90s and Hogan switched it over to the NWO. Now, he wasn't the first choice to join the NWO, but when he joined the NWO and turned wrestling on its head once again, there was no battery in WWF's back to start making a better product at that time. But it was once we got Hollywood Hulk Hogan, business started booming once again. So Hulk Hogan not only put the wrestling business on his back to make it a global, colossal, titanic business that it is today, he did it twice. But I understand people's frustrations with Hogan. A whole lot of people never got over the recording of him saying the N-word. And I can sympathize with you people. But then he became a bit of a meme for Hogan always, telling a Hogan story, which was usually lies. I could sympathize with you people as well. Then it became, well, Hogan's a Trump supporter, so we don't like him now again. See, those people I can't sympathize with because they're hypocrites. WWE's higher ups have shown you publicly their allegiance with the same Donald Trump that people boo Hulk Hogan for aligning himself with. Yet when we crap on Triple H, not for his political views, because everybody is free to have whatever political views that they want to have, but when we crap on Triple H, here come the defenders, when clearly Triple H has been absolutely abysmal at his job. We see it on a week in, week out basis. And we're going to get to the second half of this video where he's largely a big part of why there's a big disaster that's been in WWE for a couple of years now. So there's people that come in to cape for Triple H, the same Triple H that supports Donald Trump, that you people despise Hulk Hogan for. See, The whole thing of hating Hulk Hogan became a bit of a trend. It became a bit of a fad. Like I said, for those of you who disliked Hogan for saying the N-word, in real life, I don't say the word, like, in real life, since I was a kid. You know, if I do say it, like, I really, really mean, you know. But, so that's what, and it sounds odd coming out of my mouth, me saying N-word. It's kind of weird, but I guess that's the way that you understand it today, right? Let me take center stage. So, what makes a person a hero? What makes a person a villain? What makes people God? Who bestows those privileges among us? The reason I ask this question, and I guess you could say that this is kind of a religious stance, when Jesus wanted to repent for people's sins, what did people do against Jesus? They stoned him and they hung him on a cross. And no correlation of Hulk Hogan being Jesus. Clearly, we're not doing that. Hulk Hogan wanted to repent for his sins. He asked for forgiveness. He went on a career tour of trying to clean his name of clear wrongdoing. And what did people do? They stoned him and they hung him on a cross for everybody to see. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Let's put you, and I'm using you loosely, but you know who I'm talking about when I say you, the yous. Let's just put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say that you are in a position, because we all know nobody is fucking perfect. Nobody, myself included, you watching the video included, and the yous that I'm talking about here. Nobody's perfect. So what if the internet, what if the world shined a light on your flaws and your weaknesses? Things that, I don't know, because other imperfect people see within you, shined a light on your imperfections, and you can clearly clean this up. You clearly aren't that person anymore, and you clearly want to admit your wrongs and make just with what you did wrong, yet no one forgives you. How would you feel? I ask again, who's the villain? Because sometimes it just becomes trendy to hate. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna get my jokes off. Not gonna hate a person. It takes too much energy. It takes too much of me as a person to hate someone, because I have to actually feel something for that thing that I'm hating. And if you're feeling something for that thing that you're hating, if you're giving energy to that thing that you're hating, what does that say about you? That's quite interesting. But what I do need Hogan to do, salute to Hulk Hogan for what he's contributed to the wrestling business. I need Hogan to stop stepping on my birthday. I just need him to stop stepping on my birthday, because first the leaks of the audio of, you know, that fateful day came out on my birthday. Now he going and taking a dirt nap on my birthday. Bro, can I have my shit back, please, Hogan, my guy? Can I have my shit back? Now, in lieu of and in tribute to Hulk Hogan, I came across a tweet. And that tweet reads, still, Ricochet remains the last black male talent to have a singles match on a PLE, extending his record to 2 consecutive years, 2023 versus Logan Paul. The streak continues. So I thought about that. Hey, remember Triple H? Hey, Triple H. Hey, Paul Levesque. How you doing, boss? So to pay tribute to Hogan, we are going to talk about other singles black wrestlers that can compete on PLEs. First, we have to go through the list of black wrestlers, singles wrestlers, because that's what it said. And still, King Ricochet remains the last black talent to have a singles match on a PLE. So we're talking about singles here. How many black singles do we have on the main roster? Let's go through the list. R-Truth, he already had a foot out the door. Carmelo Hayes, struggling to get TV time. Apollo Crews, you can't tell me the last time you've seen him. Omos, you can't tell me the last time that you've seen him. Well, let's dig a little deeper. What we got over on NXT? I'm going to name the black singles wrestlers that matter. Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and newly Jasper Troy. All the other black singles wrestlers, they got a lot of work to do. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick five. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 singles black wrestlers that can be on the PLE and, just what they could do to get there. I'm going to go Carmelo Hayes. I'm going to go Obafemi whenever he comes up. Trick Williams whenever he comes up. Javon Evans whenever he comes up. And Jasper Troy whenever he comes up. But Jasper Troy may be in NXT for a bit longer. So let's just say R-Truth. Why? Because Apollo Crews and Omos, we may never even see them again. They are what we call the token Negro. They're there because we got quotas to meet. See, some things aren't deniable, and I'm just wondering at what point is Triple H going to start his apology tour and start to make reparations for some of these black wrestlers, because at this point, this is ridiculous now. I could have named tag team wrestlers. I could have named them. They can't get on PLEs either. Hey, we had New Day on WrestleMania. Cool story, bro. Now, tell me when New Day gets on PLEs as a whole. Tell me when we get to see the Street Profits on PLE. Champions couldn't make PLEs. Now, I swear I told myself my next video was going to be positive. Look, it's going to be the next video. It probably isn't this one. However, so I gave you 5. I'm removing R-Truth because they don't see any truth in truth. So we're going to go with 5 people that they could actually build on. Carmelo Hayes. It's time we start prepping and building him up for that mid-card title and putting him in meaningful programs that can, at some point, we have to put something behind Carmelo Hayes. The same Carmelo Hayes that came out around that same class of Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Braun Breaker, people like these, people that have held titles. And what do we give Carmelo Hayes? We give him an Andre the Giant chain. That's what he gets. Anyway, I would start to build him up so that he could be seen as a legitimate challenger, a legitimate wrestler. You gotta put something behind him and start getting him in that mid-card position. You can do this literally with anybody. Carmelo is still young enough for them to want to build around him. They gotta, come on, bro. Obafemi speaks for himself. When he comes up to the main roster, I'm sure that they would have no choice but to put him in singles wrestling matches on the PLE. Look, they just lack depth when it comes to the black wrestler. Male wrestlers. The females are striving. Male wrestlers. Javon Evans. I believe that Javon Evans can be an absolute superstar. And if it was me, look at what TNA is doing with, what's his name? Leon Spinks or the Leon kid? Bro, they just put damn near the company on his back at Slammiversary. Him and Javon Evans the same age. Why is Javon Evans in developmental? I don't know. They got to stop waiting until dudes hit their 30s to say, all right, now it's time to push him. Send his ass up to the main roster, push him to the moon. That's somebody that needs to have the rocket on their back because they can legitimately get 15 years of box office from Javon Evans. 15 years. They're going to leave him in NXT for the next 5 years. Then they're going to bring him up to the main roster. They're going to say, oh, we can't find anything to do with the guy. He'll sit in catering for about 5 years, and then they're going to let him go. Instead of putting the entire push behind this guy and making him a superstar that he should be. TNA just showed you that it could be done. And I don't even know. I've never seen that Leon dude before until Slammiversary, and I see a megastar for TNA with that kid. Trick Williams is already approaching his mid-30s. What are we waiting for? Get him to the main roster. What is he, 31 or 34? He's one of them 30s. Let me see. Apologies. He's 31, which still tells me Trick Williams should already be on the main roster. Why are we keeping dudes in NXT in their 30s when they've already been there for years? Come on, bro. Come on. We have no depth on the main roster when it comes to these black people, black men. There's no depth. Move them up. Move them up. It's not hard. They don't need NXT no more. They don't need it. What are we doing? Move them up. Start stacking your PLEs. It's not hard. Not a hard concept. Jasper Troy. I don't know if the guy could talk, but the guy could work. They got him doing a little bit too many jobs for my liking. But that guy clearly, he's definitely raw, as they say in sports terms. But you could see the potential in a Jasper Troy. You can see it, man. That guy's going to be a monster if pushed correctly. And they need to have some managers. They're probably not going to do it, but they need to start building up some managers. Stick Jasper Troy with the manager, because you can tell, and I'm not saying that he needs it because he don't have he can't talk. Not saying that. Jasper Troy looks like somebody that needs a manager to fit the aesthetic, just to fit the aesthetic. I don't care if that manager never speaks. He just needs somebody by his side to fit the aesthetic. Now, since he is fairly new and he's 26 years old, which I think is perfect age for him to already be on the main roster. I mean, how old was Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton when they won main titles on the main roster? How old were they? R-Truth. This is R-Truth's last hurrah, and they're not doing anything with him. They don't have singles black wrestlers like that. So the ones that they do have, you would think that they would cherish and try to give them some sort of push. Namely R-Truth being one of them. Not saying he should be some world beater. Not saying he should be a champion. But come on, bro. Come on. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? Who's right? Who's wrong? And then sometimes it's, where's the humanity in you? I'm not saying that R-Truth needs to be in title contention, but come on. Let's put respect on this dude's career. Give him some PLE matches, bro. I don't even think R-Truth was asking for much. But he definitely deserves something. Ricochet being the last black male, and he's mixed black and white, last black male to have a singles match on a PLE in 2023. And it's mainly because they just wanted to have a clip farm moment for social media with him and Logan Paul. If you take that away, I don't know who the last person was before then. I guess this is one of those videos where I guess it just gives you something to think about, or at least something to talk about. I don't know. I just want my birthday back, so I'm out.